Hey there. I'd like to show off a technique that I made to be able to save Booleans, more than one in a single variable. In this dream I made, you can save up to 10 Booleans in one variable, and it could be extended up to 23, but I just did 10. So the idea here is that you can step on any buttons that you want in this scene, and this is the first scene in the dream, and then you go through the door. And so let's remember there's 3 unpressed, then 2, and then the rest are unpressed. And so we'll go through the door, and in the next scene, all of the blocks that are highlighted or glowing are the ones that correspond to the buttons we pressed in the previous scene. So there's 3 unpressed, then 2, and then the rest unpressed. And so this is all stored in one variable. So I'd like to show you how I did this. There are 2 scenes, the scene 1 and scene 2. Like I showed. And so if we go into the first scene here, we have these buttons, and we have a single variable, which I just labeled bools, and it can go from 0 to 1023. And the way we're saving all of these is by converting this into binary, and then converting the binary number into a decimal number. So this looks a little crazy, but it's really not that complicated. Each of these button presses comes in through a node, and each of these nodes is multiplied by a power of 2. So this one is multiplied by 2 to the 0, which is 1. This one is multiplied by 2 to the 1, etc., etc. All the way down here, this last one is multiplied by 2 to the 9th. And then all of those are added together through the A port and then multiplied by 10, and that gives us our base 10 number. And so that's just going into this variable modifier right here. So it starts at 0, and you see if I come in here, if I step on this one, this button is being multiplied by 2 to the 0, which is 1, right? So this one comes in here. It's multiplied by 1, as you can see here. And then so that's added, and now you can see bools is 1. If I take the character over here, for example, and I step on this one, we can see that this switch comes in here and is multiplied by 2 to the 5th. So it's multiplied by 32. So 32 is then being put into here and added to the 1 from above, and so that's how we get 33. So we can do this with all of these, and if we press them all, it would just add up to 1023, 1023. And then when we go through the scene, or through the doorway, we can see that these ones are highlighted, and those are corresponding to the blocks that we pressed. And here, I'll just turn this off for now so we can see a little bit better. And so this microchip just has the bools variable, and we're just converting that back into decimal, or into a binary, I mean. So this also looks complicated, but it's really not. It's basically the same thing, but in reverse. So we have, 97 coming in here. And so 97 is divided by 2, and if there's a remainder, then that means that this one should be on. Then we take that division, which 97 divided by 2, and we round it down. So 48.5 rounds down to 48, and then that gets divided by 2, and if there's a remainder, this one would be on, etc., etc. So these just keep getting smaller and smaller, but the math still applies. So here we have 3 coming into 2, which has a remainder, and that's why this one's on. Here we have 1 being divided by 2, and that's why this one is on. And so the larger the number, obviously, the more things we'd be able to turn on. But we didn't turn things on over here, so these are all off. So it seems like a lot to deal with, but the upside of this is that we only need one variable, one persistent variable, to store information about all of these things. And since the variables can go up to 10 billion minus 1, 9,999,999, we'd be able to store up to 23 Booleans in a single variable, because if we had 23 and they were all on, it would be 8 million something, but if we had 24, it would go over 9 million. Dreams only allows you to have 128 persistent variables in a dream, so by using this, we're saving, if we wanted to store a variable for each one of these, that would be 10. We've reduced that down to 1, and of course this could go all the way up to 23 of them, so you know, instead of having 23 variables just for a on-off type thing, we can just use 1 and save 22 variables. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's basic binary. I'd be happy to explain how binary works if people need that. I saw Tapgiles is coming out with some sort of binary explanation or tutorial soon, so maybe that would help clear things up here. So if this is helpful, then let me know. If it's not or seems crazy, also let me know. Interested in what you guys think. Take care.